Doreen Granpeesheh is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen. Ka wants to know, I love this question, Ka. I have a question as to therapies and services. My son was diagnosed with autism and ADHD after 3 years, finally. And he is 7, and everyone says early intervention, and clearly he missed that part. I'm sending you a hug because I know you feel like you missed the boat. But her question is, will he continue to benefit from services? He is just now starting at such an older age, and she's got 2 question marks there.
Yes. So yes, that's a great question, and he absolutely will continue to benefit. In fact, you benefit from these early intervention is mostly ABA, applied behavior analysis. You benefit from ABA no matter what age you are. It doesn't matter. You could be an adult, right? But the reason that they push early intervention is that there's usually when an individual is diagnosed with autism, they have a lot of skills missing, a lot of delayed skills. And so you need a ton of time to teach all of these skills, right? Like I give the example, many of my kids who have recovered or living a completely functionally normal life, when I first met them at 2 or 3, had no words, no communication, no eye contact, no appropriate play, they had a lot of challenging behaviors because they were very frustrated. So we had to spend, 3, 4, 5 years of intensive work teaching them all the things they needed so that by the time they became, let's say, 7 or so, they could actually integrate and function with other kids at school and kind of the normal life, things that are on us in normal life, environmental factors. But when you're starting at 7, it makes me think that your child must be very high functioning to begin with, that it took so long to get a diagnosis. So that means you have fewer things to teach, right? So maybe your child is 7, but in terms of their social behavior or their language behavior, maybe they're at the level of, let's say, a 5-year-old, right? That being said, yes, you definitely can. You still need to do a lot of work for the next couple of years, which is just how it is. ABA is a lot of work. But you have a very good chance of teaching him everything he needs to learn in order to function independently with his peers. I do suggest one of the ways to speed things up is to make sure the ADHD doesn't get in the way. I do personally, I recommend for kids who are, ADHD has 2 types, right? It has the inattentive type and the hyperactive type. And if your child has the inattentive type, that's very similar to autism. You can just work on it through ABA. If your child has the hyperactive type, that is the child who can barely sit down for a minute. And that I do recommend talking to a physician who specializes in ADHD, because there are medications that will help slow the child down a little bit so that they are more able to learn. And that's just it's a time game. So you want to make sure your child is learning as much as they possibly can with every single hour of ABA you do, and that will help you, be done with the whole thing sooner. So making sure your child is healthy, sleeping well, if they have hyperactivity, that's under control. If they have other issues, those types of things are stabilized so that they can really benefit from the ABA. That's important.
And she has written in what I feared, Dr. Granpeesheh. I know that experts like you, when you look at it and go, a child just got diagnosed at 7, then it must be that they have a lot of skills, because it would be unconscionable to think that someone could be so the people around this child, not the parent, because the parents are trying always, but that they're not diagnosing, and but it happens every day of the week. And this is what they have said, that he is not high functioning at all. A limited speech and behaviors. He's in an autistic classroom, which is why I'm so
I
upset
see.
that they dragged their feet with this diagnosis. She said his ADHD is severe and most definitely in his way. And she says,
Okay,
I've started the journey to get him medication because he cannot sit still at all.
good.
Can I just say that this is a child that parent to parent, I would like to encourage you to take out or get him as organic as possible, take out the artificial colors and
Yeah.
flavors, and get rid of sugar.
I say that for every child, and I agree with you, because I think the big thing is that if you can try to get him to be really open for learning, really available for learning, the things you have to do are fix his diet, get him some medication that will slow him down a little bit. And when I say fix his diet, I mean you also need to eliminate sugar, you need to eliminate food colorings from his food, and then and make sure he's sleeping okay. Feed him organic foods, try to eliminate dairy. Oh, that's the other part of this whole 30 thing, is I'm off dairy and I'm off gluten, and I feel like heavenly, like, oh my gosh, I wish I had done this sooner. So get him off of dairy and gluten, casein and gluten. It seems like harder work than honestly it's not that hard these days. There's so much available to us. And once you've done that, then yes, do the intensive ABA. It doesn't matter that he's 7. Get an ABA provider. That's your next challenge, by the way. While you're cleaning up his diet and all this sort of stuff, start looking for a good ABA provider who is willing to request a 40-hour program for him. A lot of ABA providers won't do that at the age of 7, because insurance companies give you a very, very hard time if you ask for a very intense program at the age of 7. But do it anyway, because even if you get him on a 20-hour program, he's going to rapidly start changing and learning. And so don't worry, don't look to the past, just go for it. You're on the right path and you're doing the right thing for him right now.
There you go. And please feel free to write me if you need some more. Shannon at autism-live.com. I want to acknowledge that she's done a lot already diet-wise, and that she does have him sleeping really well. So those are all things that are good. They're in your good column. You're getting it done. And that good ABA is going to be real essential now. So many people writing in. I got so many things. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.